What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here. And first and foremost, let me just say that I am tired as shit. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, but I was super excited to wake up this morning and play the Titanfall 2 tech test. That I was just kind of like dove into it, and I was excited to play it because it's Titanfall, right? So there's mechs and things like that, and I never really played Titanfall. And what you're watching right now is actually my second game ever, and I would be showing you the first, but I've gotten to the 8v8 playlist, which is only PvP. And I mean, without mechs, it's basically it's fucking Call of Duty, like. And that's my thing with this, and that's, before I get started, I apologize if I'm going to offend anyone. I'm not meaning to offend anyone or anyone's personal taste. This is only my own personal taste, and this is only my own personal opinion, of course, as always. Alright? And I'm just going to tell you what I thought about this and what I think, and that's it, and that's what it is. So don't get fucking pissed and get all up in arms, man. I'm sorry if you loved this a lot more than I did, and you're like super hyped for it. It's cool, man. I can understand why. Trust me, I can understand why. I just have my own personal reasons and my own personal tastes. Alright, so the 8v8 playlist, I did awful. I wanted to show you, this is what I'm showing you. I played about 8 or 9 games of this, and then I was just kind of like, alright. And so, but the thing was, I wanted to show you guys my first game. The reason I'm showing you my second game is because I got my ass pounded so hard in my first game that it hurt, dude. And I was sad about it, and I cried a little afterwards because I'm so tired. And like, it's just one of those things, man, where I couldn't bear to show that footage. So I decided I'd show my second game, which is like, plus I wanted mechs in it. Like, the fuck, dude? Like, that was the thing about the 8v8 playlist. Like, not having the mechs, dude, like, legitimate. It was a horrible idea for me to start there. And, that's just, I wanted to do that because I understand, like, there's the, and NPCs and stuff, because I have watched a buddy's YouTube channel, a lot of it, of his gameplay of Titanfall. I saw his impressions of it. My little brother played a lot of it, on the PC. And so I was aware of what it was. I had seen gameplay, but I had never played it. So this is literally the fucking second game of Titanfall I've ever played, ever, alright? But the 8v8 playlist was a horrible place to start because, like, I was excited about the mechs. Like, I wanted to see how they controlled it, like, how you do it, like, what happens. And, I knew that you could jump on and, like, pull stuff out of them as a fucking, just as a pilot without having the mech. And so I wanted to have that experience, but instead I got into an 8v8 playlist where I went like 3 and 17. Because there were these like 3 dudes that just knew the map fucking perfect, and they were, every time I'd come out of cover, man, just snipe fucking headshot, dude. It was brutal. And it was this sort of beating that I couldn't bear to even show you guys. Like, this is embarrassing enough, but like, I definitely didn't want to show you this. Anyway, it felt so Call of Duty to me, and I was just die, get up, go, and immediately dead, and like new spawn, go, and it just felt, I don't know, man. I managed to get the 3 kills, and all 3 of them, I just was able to come up behind these sniper dudes and actually get a kill on one of them before the other one got me with a 1-shot, And so it's just a situation where that kind of probably tainted my opinion of this a lot. And once I got into this mode, the fucking capture, I was like, I started to feel it during this match, and that's why I played several more. But at a certain point, it just like, I started to think about it, and I was like, okay, what this feels like? This just feels like the same uniform, because fucking games are being made by committee now, okay? And the committee isn't like people like who want new things, who want them to experiment. It's people who want their safe and comfy, and that's understandable. I get it. A lot of COD players, they don't play a whole lot of other stuff. My buddy Bake, who I was playing a lot of Black Ops 2 with, when I was working with him, he loved the shit out of it. He doesn't like any games. He doesn't really play video games. I think I could, he plays like a lot of fucking, back in the day when we were kids, he played a lot of N64 stuff with me, but then after that he just kind of stopped playing things, and then he bought a PlayStation 3 and he got Resident Evil 4 for it, And, you know, as like I got him into that, and so then he got Black Ops 2, and he started getting into that, and so we played an awful lot of Black Ops 2, and it got to this point where for me personally, that now when I play a game like that, it's just, I've had this experience so many times that, and it's always, it just feels like they're making the same fucking game, the same people are making the same game over and over again, but they all have different titles. And of course this is different in many situations, and you know what I mean. I blame my friend Jeff the most for this, because he bought me a game on Christmas called, you know, a little title called BioShock 1 and 2, and he bought the bundle for me, so I got both of them. And after I had played BioShock 1, like, something happened to me during the course of learning how to play that, because it was so different than any of the uniform shooters I had played before, and it was completely fucking new. Like, I definitely, there was a learning curve with that game, figuring out what I wanted to do, which eventually was just freeze and beat the shit out of them with my, you know, my pipe wrench, just, you know, I love that. But that, you know, that game set an atmosphere, and not only that, like, just with the unique controls and, like, the whole thing, the whole fucking experience of that game, it got to this, you know, like, I blame him for this, but things like just other games couldn't capture me as much. And, like, Destiny was definitely one of the other ones that I would say was just kind of like a complete right angle from the standard, you know, like formula, but not entirely. There was definitely familiarity there, but Destiny was it was a unique experience playing that game, like the shooting and things like that. It felt familiar, but at the same time there was still learning curve, and you still, you know, it was still different. And the thing about Titanfall 2 is it didn't feel incredibly different to me. It felt like I was just rusty and that I needed to keep playing it in order to get my game back. You know what I mean? Because I just haven't played a game like this in so long. The last game I played like this online PvP was probably Black Ops 3. And with that one, I didn't play it a whole lot online. Like, I played it with my buddy Tyler a couple times, and like fucking mostly I just did bots with friends because we just for fuck arounds. Because I just, you know, it was one of those things where I'm too used to my fucking mindset with the MOBAs and things like that, where I want low deaths, and like, I don't care if I end up even, if I'm 13 and 30, you know, or like, let's say 30 and 30, I'm fucked, right? Because like, yeah, it's good, but like, at the same time, like, me personally, because of like I want that low death count because of games like Smite and things like that. Like, I crave that more than my kill count. Like, if I can go, like, honestly, if I can go like 2-0 in a game, like, I feel good about that game. You know, regardless of how many assists or whatever I have. Like, I killed 2 of them and they didn't get me once. And that to me feels better than, like, you know, a fucking 18-9 score or something like that. Or like a 7 and fucking, anyway. But that's these games, it's quick deaths, quick spawns, you know what I mean? And it's that whole experience, and it's something that I just kind of, my own personal tastes have kind of grew away from. I definitely see the appeal of this game, and I think this game is going to make fucking Call of Duty, it's going to give it a run for its money. Because it's going to feel very familiar to COD players. If you're a hardcore COD player, you love Call of Duty, this is going to feel very familiar to you, and you're going to do very well in this game. Especially if you're one of those dudes who just pwns ass and rapes noobs like me in fucking Call of Duty. Like, legitimately, you're gonna fucking, this is going to feel very familiar, and I think this is gonna make Call of Duty run, it's gonna give it a run for money. It's definitely a competing game at this point in time, in my personal opinion, because I played it and I was enjoying it. And even though at a certain point I just started to say, meh, I still want to get that for the campaign. I'm very interested in the campaign. That sounds super fucking fun. You know, it's definitely a game that I'm going to red box because, you know, it's just one I'm not going to be able to justify purchasing it just for the campaign, when I know that with the multiplayer, I'll probably play it hardcore for a week or two and then not play it anymore. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, I just can't justify it. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? You know, up clicks, down clicks, comments. Let me know what you guys thought of Titanfall 2. If you got a chance to play it, are you hyped for it? Are you excited for it? That's me. I'm out of here. I'm on my drop shit with my crew. Talk to y'all later. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay awesome. Stay safe. And remember, it's alright that I don't like it.